Assalamu alaikum, bro. What's good? How's life and how's everything? Let's continue. We're talking about porn today. Let's go. Arkan, bro, you want to talk?
All right. Well, I guess it's better if you start and
Yeah,
I, you know,
yeah.
supplement whatever it is that you say and bring other perspectives.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I'm basically going to talk about from the, I'm not even going to go to the, history of porn or this and that, right? I'm just going to go straight up to,
Uh,
the addiction side of things. And it's basically if I were to start, I would say that I'm only gonna specifically my only audience that I'm talking about in today's talk is Muslims. Yeah, just
mm,
Muslim men. I'm not talking about everyone in general or everybody. I'm just directly talking to Muslim men. So that's pretty much my target today.
yes.
Yeah. So if I were to say that, then I could say that there's obviously a lot of people who suffer from this addiction, and that's a very sad thing. And yes, I do sympathize with them because it's quite painful. I get it. Now, when people when the Muslims when they start, I mean, I'm talking about them like it's a third person way. When we Muslims basically discover this, okay, we can't fap and this and that, right? And then there's the other way, which is
Mm,
marriage and everything. Like that's the first solution that clicks to us, right? Because that's the only solution that pops up. Now, the thing
yes.
is I don't know what to say in this thing because I specifically don't agree with people who say that oh, I have porn addiction. You know what? My solution is marriage. I actually do not agree with them at all. Now, here's my reasons though, before anyone gets triggered, is that
Mm,
let's say hypothetically you ended up in marriage, right? Hypothetically, not
mm-hmm.
even anyway. So you're in this marriage. It's like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a very distracted marriage. Now, my reasoning to say that is because, when you are a porn addict, you are not really focusing on the world, right? You're not on self improvement. You're not working out on yourself. You're not looking after yourself. Or the other research, research thing that I just did, the research that I did today was that I watched a video of this doctor, right? So she basically said that when you're watching porn, there's a bigger issue here, which is you have the couch mode turned on in you, which is that basically if you watch it and you jack off to it and everything, you become this lazy, demotivated person who's just who doesn't even want to get out of the couch. Basically, you feel like you can't move, and you don't have any incentive to move either. Now, when I heard
Mm,
that, it just hit me hard because I know this thing she's talking about. Because the majority of the people that I talk to who have this addiction as well is that they also complain of this laziness or this lack of incentive to do anything. So that's one point right there, that you don't have the incentive to do much. So what you would expect is hand me down, so money, mom and dad, so that I can go get married, hand me down
mm,
so that I can do this and that, right? You wouldn't go and challenge yourself. You wouldn't do those things at all. So you wouldn't start your own business or go out there and experience what the world is like, what the business side of the world is like, what how to make money, how to generate and make money flow to you and everything, or even the pursuit of working out and to look good, and also increasing your fashion sense, knowledge of the fashion and everything, or even grooming yourself, right? Taking care of your health, your body, and your let's say your hair or your mouth, how is your breathe and breath and everything, right? So
mm,
I would say that there would be very high lack of um, a very high lack of care for yourself, because you said that marriage is the solution and then you just rushed to it. You didn't have a plan, an actual plan that okay, so I know that not everything is going to go according to plan, but at least some things will, right? And then thinking about it, doing budgeting, the monies, and take caring of the money, basically, fixing your stuff,
mm,
you're fixing your expenses, knowing what to like how much what costs, knowing like what the inflation rates are and everything, like basically everything, finances and stuff, right? Because finances, this is one part like Muslims will easily just ease over and like get out, right? This is one thing I hate. Like I hate it. I really am emphasizing on this hate, is that when modern Muslims will like talk about stuff, they'll completely ignore the part of money. They'll completely ignore the part of like business, money, and like how to actually move money to you. The best thing they'll say is like get a job. Like seriously, get a job? Is that like the end all be all? Like is that my final goal? Like is that why I should wake up from sleep? Like get a job? That's it? Nothing more? I'm not saying like jobs are bad. I'm just saying that overall, right? In your plan, like let's say in your life and everything, like you have a goal, you have a mission as a man. So like you're telling me getting up for a 9 to 5 is my plan and my goal, right? Like, that's the most like, I don't want to say pathetic, because I do say that you have to get a job to get some experience and then go out and be an entrepreneur. Like that's pretty much what I believe in. But I would say like it's very pathetic that if you stick to, let's say, get a job, right, and like don't figure out some other income streams, or like don't get your knowledge about the like how money is working now and like where the money is or what skills to develop and everything. Like basically it's all going back to the point, like you won't have the incentive to grow. You'll only have the incentive to like ask, like hand me this down, please, I'm entitled. Now this is why I'm actually like I disagree and I'm pissed off on like Muslims who say like, oh, I used to be a porn addict. You know what? Oh, I need to get married. Yeah, you do. I do agree. But like, did you do something? Like, did you work on yourself? I mean, you can say all the hadith and stuff that like, oh, it's sunnah to get married early. I don't deny that. I'm not like disagreeing with that. But what I am disagreeing is with you, specifically you, who is listening to this video, is that you probably are like the general mass. Like you're probably just like the people in the general, which is that they're not working, they're overweight, or maybe they're like midweight or something. They're not really looking after their body. They smell, they have a weird breath, and they're going to the masjid probably. It's a very big probably right there. They're probably going to the masjid, or they're not. Who knows? Like, okay, if they're going, great. If they're not, get your butt into the masjid. Seriously, get out, like run to the masjid. Seriously, at least once if you can. So that's that on that end. And the other side that I would say is that like this is also like again like reinforcing the point of like hand it me down, is that you feel this entitlement, like the world is like just gonna come to you, because then people actually use this thing that whatever Allah has destined for you will come to you and stuff, right? They actually say that, and it's true. I'm not denying that either. But you have to work as well. Why else did like during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and like the Sahabas, like why did they work? They shouldn't have worked. Like going by the way you say that, like I don't need to work. Whatever will come, Allah will grant it to me and everything. Like again, I'm not denying that, but you do need to do the work. Like, who's gonna do the work though? Like, nothing just happens just because. Some things are blessings, but that's because of your good deeds. And your good deeds are work, right there. Again, work. You have to work to get the good deeds in, right? You just don't get good deeds just because. Now, yeah.
Yes.
And, man, they just piss me off so much. They piss me off because they have this hand-me-down mindset, and it's the, like, entitlement. Well, basically, like, the hand-me-down mindset is entitlement. Like, they don't have the growth mindset, which is like, let me look around. I'm repeating myself. This is probably my third time I've repeated myself. Like, I'm looking around. I want to know what is there. I want to read some books or read something or learn something or watch something that'll teach me how the world is working right now, how the business systems are working right now, how anything is working right now. Or, like, what is the percentage if I go to a university, which I'm not denying. You can go there as well. Like, I don't really have an issue with that. I'm going to university, and which subject, if I study, gives me a skill that'll help me in the long run, right? Like, you have to do the research. You can't just be there and like sitting down and doing nothing. And going back to the point that if you jack off, you have this couch mentality. Like, you stay in the couch. You have this energy actually about you, which is the couch energy, which I like to call it. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what will you do? You're lazy, you're bum, you're doing nothing. I mean, like, specifically you who's listening to the video, or watching it actually, sorry, watching the video, or listening just to the audio even, just answer me this, like, what the hell are you expecting to be done that, like, you're just gonna be on the couch and everything's gonna happen to you? You're not a superhero movie. Life is not a superhero movie. Nothing happens just because. Nothing happens because the writer thought it's about time that something is about to happen. You have to do something to earn it. And this is another thing, like, if I want to branch out from this, is that people are just constantly stuck into their devices. Like, even if you get out of your house, like, when people say, like, get out of your house, get some sun, cool, they do. Some of them actually do get out of their house. But here's the caveat. They end up still staying in their screens. You got the mobile phone, man. Or if you're in the house, you got your laptops and everything. Now, if I would say specifically, if I point the finger at me now, yeah, I'm actually the guy who stays on the screen a lot. It's because I have to. It's not like I just like randomly just stay there and waste my time. No, I actually have to be on the screen because I work here. I literally do my stuff here. Else I wouldn't have to be here, like on the screen. But yeah, I do get my IRL time, as I have to say it right now, sadly. IRL time, I get it. I go out there, I sometimes take a walk a bit, go to the masjid or stuff. And like I said, my target is the Muslim men audience. Like, if a non-Muslim is listening to this, yo, I'm sorry, like, this probably isn't really for you, actually. Like, I'm not really gonna address you here. Now, going back to the Muslim men, though, is that you have to also see that the imams in the masjid, I'm not really hating on anybody. This one I actually am not. I'm just personally, it's just my personal critique is that the imams don't really ever completely say this to you, do they? That there's also a part of like work and business and like work ethic and everything. And like Islam actually is more broader than just ibadah. Like ibadah isn't constrained to like dhikr, like prayer, or like more stuff, right? Like reading the Quran, learning the hadith, learning the Quran even. These are good stuff. But there's more to it as well. Like, did you even know like earning income is an ibadah? Did you even know like looking after your family is an ibadah? Did you know that like spending money on your family is ibadah? Did you know that? Like everything we do as Muslims are ibadah. And like I'm just baffled because I had to learn this the hard way. I really had to learn this the hard way. I had to like in 2021. I'm just gonna share a little story here. In 2021, I was very much like struck with this thought that, man, do us Muslims like have to stay poor? Like, do us Muslims have to like beg for just living, even? And I was looking up some videos and stuff, and I like Alhamdulillah, I got to a video which strictly said, and I quote, "I order you to get rich." I loved that when he said that. I order you to get rich. You can do that. And that was a speaker. That was actually a speaker, a Muslim speaker, and I was just like blown away that finally I got my answer because back when I was questioning Islam and like I wasn't really convinced much, my number one issue with Islam back then was, why are they poor? I really like hated the fact like, why are they poor? Why are they not working? Why are not they as successful as the other people, like other like non-Muslims or just other people in general, right? And why do the Muslims who are successful have to like sell their religion? Like, what's happening? Now, of course, some Muslims will just hop in and say that, oh, it's because it's the agendas out there. I agree, there are a lot of agendas, but like, no one's stopping you. Like, no one stops a Giga Chat. When he moves, he moves. No one can just like come and stop you. Like, think about a fight, right? Think about UFC even. Like, whenever like a fighter is trying to like fight and he's being bogged down, what does he do? Does he like cower away, run away? Does he do that? Does he really do that? No, he fights back.
No.
He fights back like a lion. Win or lose, he fights. If he loses, he learns something. If he wins, good on him. He still learns something. And he takes it to his next fight. Life is all about fighting, bro. It's not like fighting doesn't have to be hand to hand or like with guns and violence. It can be anything. Fighting can range from the hand to hand, the basics, to the advanced of like intellectual fights or like gaining knowledge and like debating and like winning on them as well. of course, which Muslims are very familiar with. I don't want to even talk about the debating culture we got here, dude. But like, it's something. I don't really like it much, but it is something. But going back to like,
Yeah,
oh yeah. Give your talks, bro. Give us some points,
there's
man.
yeah, there's the fight. Yeah, there's fight everywhere. There's the physical, like fight for improvement, fight for bettering yourself.
Mm.
So it can be in the physical realm, it can be in the mental
Yes,
realm,
sir.
it can be in the spiritual
Agree.
realm, it can be in the financial realm, the social realm. What else? I don't know,
Education.
intellectual
Yeah.
realm, educational. Yeah, that falls under like
Yeah.
intellectual
Yeah.
intellectual realm, maybe creative
Yeah.
realm. Like there are so many
Like,
areas that you can focus on.
fighting is like all over the place. Like you have to fight to survive. Like you have to fight to be in the top. And like if you
And
yeah, and
thrive
thrive
as
as
well.
well and be successful. And here's a thing that I will say right now. It's probably conspiracy theory territory, but like there's gonna be a lot of bro science. Disclaimer alert: I actually forgot to say this at the beginning. There's gonna be a lot of bro science, and there's gonna be a lot of me yelling to you, whoever is listening or watching right now, because I am pissed off and I'm passionate about this topic, but I'm gonna try my best to like calm down on this one. Cause damn, you really needed a figure and a masculine figure, a voice screaming at you to shut the damn computer off from that porn website. You really needed that voice. You really needed this. Well, look at this video or watch this and just remind yourself that someone is screaming at you right now. I'm not kidding on this one.
Yes.
You really needed this, and here you go. I have to talk about this because people around me be like, "Oh no, don't talk about this. Ignore that." Really, really, seriously, you want me to?
We
You want me to go to the graveyard like young, right? I mean, I'm not. I'm okay with that, of course, but you want me to like die off, never knowing my true self, right? You want me to sabotage myself. You want me to lie to myself and then like not face reality at all, like not even live life. The thing I was supposed to do here. Why the hell am I even here then? Like, am I just like, boop, you're here now, go away, live life? Like, what the hell is live life then? Like, seriously, what the hell is your definition
mm,
of live life? Nothing makes sense. Like, desires and jacking off every day. Oh my boy, I love it. Is that seriously all there's to it? Really? Like, desire, like, sex is the final thing in life? That's pathetic as heck. I'm saying that. I'll repeat this. Sex is pathetic as heck if that's the final goal. There's more to life, man.
mm.
Discover it. There's fun. It's so much fun. I personally will say that I love when it's competition time because, like, damn, bro, there's so many different things you're gonna see in people. There's so many different brains, personalities, people of like race, culture, whatever. Well, there's so much differences here, and they're all like competing for something. And like, remember, wherever there's competition, there's something there. Like, else there wouldn't be a competition for it. Of course, sometimes it's like random and like useless and unnecessary. But like, you have the brain, you have your brain cells. Why don't you use it? Like, some people are like, okay, you know what? Majority of the people, I'm just gonna go and make this claim. Majority of the people are out there who love to play the blame game. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Completely. It's like they're very eager to like, yo, you're the reason, and like this, you're the reason. I'm like, okay, so where's your personal critique on yourself? When are you gonna point the finger at yourself and say, oh yeah, I'm the issue? Like, how much failure do you need to learn from? Like, how much do you need to fail? Do you want to fail a bit more? I mean, failing is not bad. I personally like love like when I fail because I get to learn from my mistakes. But I love passing even more.
Mm,
Failure is not your friend,
mm.
but failure is your like that failure is accompanying you so that you get to where you need to go. And yeah,
It's it more so has to do with um, what alternatives can you get. So, for example, usually what people do with failure is they let it let it drag them
mm,
down. So the alternative is to interpret it in such a way to so as to use it as a learning outcome. Because if you don't do that, well, what's the alternative? You
mm,
just give it power and let it drag you down. So it's a reinterpretation of failure with a purpose. It has a purpose, which is to move forward. That's why you interpret it. That's why we talk about interpreting failure
As a positive,
as a means to, yeah, as a positive. It's not like
which it actually
without
is, by
reason.
the way. Like, failure is a positive thing. It's not even a random thing. Like, if you never fail, like, let's hypothetically think of a world where nobody failed. Let's say you're the only guy in this place, right? So, like, to make things easier, I can't really do higher statistics here. So, like, let's say you're here, or like 10 people are here, and like all these 10 people here are like never failing. They're always winning and everything. Would life get boring?
Yep.
Completely. Like, if you don't fail, where's the incentive to try? Like, if you, let's say you're able to get up at like 10 a.m., is there an incentive to like try to get up at 10 a.m.? Some people actually struggle to get up at 10 a.m. I mean, I'm saying 10 a.m., but actually you should be getting up at 5. But yeah, I mean, kind of a weird thing that we have to see right now. But sure, look at someone who constantly wakes up at 5 a.m. That guy doesn't really like feel that, oh my god, I have to try to wake up at 5 a.m. No, it's become his habit. It is his habit. It became a habit for him. So it's not even that hard now. That doesn't even like bother him. Like, I have to think about how to wake up at 10 a.m. 5 a.m. Sorry. I need to make up some routines, or I need to make up some strategies and systems so that I actually wake up at 5 a.m. No, it's become a habit for him. When you do if like, this is the example that I'm trying to say. Like, this is what I'm trying to say here, sorry, is that for him, the guy who that easily wakes up at 5 a.m., right? For him, it's not even like a failure thing. It's like he's winning, 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 winning. But for you, who's failing at this thing, you have the incentive to be like, I gotta wake up at 5 a.m., man. I gotta try, man. I have to build up some systems. I have to build up some stuff. I have to make some, like, let's say, alarm clocks, routines, like, so that I can fall asleep like within this time. And then record my sleep time, like how much hours or minutes it takes for me to fall asleep and everything. Like, that's you trying right there.
Yes.
Like, trying doesn't have to do anything with like hitting the books of your like university or college or school or anything. Trying doesn't have anything to do with that. Like, if you try to build something, even though like society has actually taught you that these are pretty valueless, kinda, like fixing your hair or fixing your breath or fixing your like the way you look. Society does society actually promote that? I haven't seen much. I've seen some, but like not much, not to the level like where it's taken seriously by everyone. Because like the majority of the people I look around me are obese. That's a sad reality for like men and women. If someone thought like this talk here is kind of sexist, shut the hell up and just listen to the entire thing. This isn't. Seriously, this isn't. If you want good for you, like if a woman is listening to this, if you want good for you, like so that you can live a better life, your man has to be better. Like, your man has to grow. And for a man, even like if you want to find the best woman for you, you have to be better. Like, you attract what you are, basically. Like, there's a saying, right? Like, I actually don't know what the percentage of that thing is though, but I'm assuming like that's true, because it's pretty much what I observe around me. It's like people attract what they are like.
Eventually they go out of their way to, even if they're in a different environment or something. But if their inner sense of who they are is intact, then you'll eventually see them taking action to do something about it, so that they can be more around with people and the types of environment that, well, they are more comfortable with the type of people that they themselves are. So yeah.
Yeah, completely. And like, this is the sad state we are in. Of course, like, people are fast to go and cancel. Welcome. Like, well, I'm welcome. You can cancel me anytime. I love it. You're literally gonna just boost me up. Like, thank you. Do you even know, like, just because I know like some people are triggered already. Do you even know, like, if you're gonna cancel me right now, you're basically gonna prove my point. You have proven my point. Literally, if you cancel me or do something, thank you. Thank you. I can come back, of course, but thank you very much. You've just proven my point. Instead of being this sobby-wobby person, why don't you take some action? It's not that hard. I know it feels hard. Your brain is telling you it's hard. Your body feels kind of sore and numb. Like, I don't think I'm going to do it. Well, like, Just move. Just put one step. One step at a time. Just move, damn it. Just move. Just put one step. Do something. Even one step 1% better every day. Why not? Do it. Doesn't mean like for the rest of your life you're gonna be like 1% better every day. No, it's gonna have progressive overload and you're gonna be better. You will like keep on getting better. Like let's say now you're doing 1% better every day, right? Let's say week 2 you're automatically doing 5% better every day. You don't even know that, but you're doing it. And then let's say week 3 you're doing 10. Week 4 you're doing 15. Week 5 you're doing 20. That's just the way it is. It's like you won't notice it, but you will have to be grateful for that. And that's why you have to do gratitude journaling. It helps. It really, really helps just for this. Then you realize when you go back to like the day you started gratitude journaling, then you see the difference between day 1 you and like day 20 you. It's like, damn, I didn't know. Like there's so much of a difference here. And you feel the growth. You see the growth. You feel more emotionally connected with yourself. You're more pleased with yourself. You don't hate yourself anymore. The only reason you can watch porn is because you hate yourself. But you suck. Like you think you suck. You think like life doesn't have anything better for you, or like your desires are the best thing to like entertain, and like you have to do it. Else, there's no point in it. Here's a fun fact: desires aren't your masters. You are your desires' master. Just remember that desire is something. There's a sub thing in you. It's not like the one over you. If so, desire would have been a god. I mean, we don't believe in any god other than Allah. And like, there's no other god. Like, La ilaha illallah. It's right there. It's in the, like, literal shahada. It's literally there. Why are you thinking the desires are, like, over you? Like, why do you think, like, this is my personal thing, right? Like, Arkan, bro, I think you're going to have to like, critique me on this if this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When Adam alayhi salam was made, right? Every angels, everyone is bowed. Iblis didn't cast away hell. Okay. Here's the thing: angels are actually like the perfect, right? They don't do any sins. They're perfect.
Mm.
So technically, they should be high up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet we are said to be high up.
Yes.
Even though we have these. Like, no, I don't want to say imperfection, also limitations, right? We were made perfect with these limitations. So, like, we have these limitations, but we're still considered higher up to them. Like, else, why would the angels bow down to us, right? Like our father, Adam alayhi salam, right?
Yes.
So here's the thing. Continue, sorry.
The difference is the angels are incapable of disobeying Allah, but we humans are capable of doing so. So despite that option, if we take action and do our best to follow the path of Allah and do everything required to better ourselves and to further that goal, then that should be extra reward for all of us, because we are actually going against a part of ourselves, essentially. Not exactly part of ourselves. It's more like going against a capability and option that's there. In the case of the angels, they don't even have that option, but we do. So
yeah, we have the free will, and like this is like if you have this free will, and basically you're capable of doing the wrong thing here, but you chose not to do it. Like, how awesome are you, bro? It's like you're way too awesome then, because you had the opportunity to do something wrong. You chose not to. You backed out of it. Like, no, bro, I'm not gonna do the wrong thing here. I'm not gonna do it at all. You are like super awesome just because of saying no to something that's wrong. Like, society won't say like watching porn is wrong, but I'm gonna say it for you. Yeah, it is. You and I both know that. Like, we all know that. Even the non-Muslims are talking about it. Yes, it's wrong.
Just because it's normalized, just because it's some, I don't know, 3 or 4 something billion dollar industry, does not make it right.
Yeah, like just because it's making profits doesn't make it right? Because like the drug dealers are also making profit. They aren't right. Like everyone agrees that drugs are just not harmful and like not good for you. So somehow you say no to that, but not to this. Especially when this is actually a drug, and I get it. Like I get it that it's very addictive. Like those who are like in deeper sides of the addiction, it's like really hard to get out of, right? So instead of screaming at the people who are listening to this. Now I'm just gonna start saying that I get what you mean when it's really hard to get out of, but hear me out. The sole reason I was screaming all this, like the amount of time I was screaming, basically, is because this is a serious issue. You're not taking it seriously. The only reason you will fail constantly is because you don't take it seriously. If you don't care about something and you forget about it completely, like, I'm not saying that you have to think about, like, oh, this is my day one, yay, day two, yay. Like, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying, like, you have to take serious precautions. That I have to build habits, the things that'll make my mind easily understand that the nature is beautiful, like natural, like being human, going out, studying, working out, working, even looking for jobs, or like earning money and making money as well, like everything. The overall thing, right, is just beautiful, and like porn is just not a part of life. It really is not a part of life at all. And, like, it's non-existent. It's artificial, like artificial as in like that isn't supposed to be here. I mean, if like let's say a normal healthy person lives and dies, that normal healthy person is not supposed to watch porn at all. Is not supposed to jack off even at all. You know why? Because like there are halal alternatives, which is literally one alternative as far as I know. It's like the marriage thing, which then you have to like start screaming that I want to get married. Then okay, have you worked on? Like I'm going back to the way before we even like at the beginning point right now. Have you worked on yourself? Have you done your thing? Have you done your due diligence?
Are
No.
you
Like
eligible for such a marriage? Or
yeah,
because there are responsibilities that come with it? Are you
yeah, and
if you can't
it's not.
if
Yeah,
you can't even if you can't even get out of such a habit, such a vile habit, then how do you expect to, properly take care of your family and raise a competent family, right?
yeah, completely. Like, how are you even dreaming about doing that then? Like, it's not even something. It can't even happen at all
Mm,
because you're just completely in this foggy world of calculations. The world of calculations is basically you being on the couch all day, every day. You do nothing at all. You just live in the couch, you just rest up and look at the sky, get into your computer, type up the porn website and jack off. That's life for you. Like, this is literally the voice I always, like, the moment I see, like, porn addicts and they talk, it's like, yeah, this is just my life. I mean, I'm not saying, like, this is the obvious thing. Like, I'm saying that basically, the way you live, the way a porn addict lives, is like he's dead. He's not even alive. He's not even living at all. He has no percentage of life experience.
mm,
It's like minus 0.1%, sadly. In the minus scale, basically. Because when you think of like life and like when you do everything, like traveling and this and that, sure, like some people have money issues and like they can't travel. Who said you have to travel to another country? I'm saying travel to another city, travel to another town, or just travel around your area. You walk around, learn to like talk to people, get over your social anxiety.
mm.
Stop letting these things bog you down. Like this isn't normal. Like these things are not normal. Like, oh, I'm actually socially anxious completely, so I can't really talk to people. No, work on yourself, man. You can. Try. You can do it.
Mm.
Like, I'm not saying this is a motivation or something. I'm saying this as reality. Like, you can try. I have lived both the extrovert and the introvert life. Okay, this is my other theory, right? Conspiracy. Uh, Extrovert and introvert. These are two labels. Why the hell do we have to live by labels? Like, oh, I'm an extrovert. Oh, I'm an introvert. The moment you label yourself, you become the label.
Uh, uh,
Yeah. Oh wait, did you hear me though?
you got cut off, so
Oh, okay.
repeat
I
that.
was saying that, like, yeah, repeating is that like extrovert and introvert. These are like two labels. So like, why are we basing things on labels now? Like, oh, I'm an extrovert. Oh, I'm an introvert. Does it mean like that your labels define you completely? Especially when a human is not really either an extrovert or an introvert. They can just shift. They're an ambivert, basically, which is called the third
Mm.
label, which is that like you're both an extra and an introvert. Like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much like what it is. It's like phase change. It happens. It depends on your mood. It depends on your like surroundings and everything, your atmosphere. There's like a lot of things working on it.
Mm. There's
Mm.
yeah, there are degrees of extrovertedness and introvertedness. So yeah,
Mm.
sometimes one comes out more, sometimes the other comes out. It
Yeah,
depends.
it completely depends on the situation. So, like, getting over your social anxiety, and like the number one blockade to you would be that, like, oh, I'm an introvert. Just kick that out the window. You're not. Like, just work on yourself, right? Right? Work on yourself doesn't mean like, oh, that means I have to work out only. Workout only is not the only thing about working on yourself. Working on yourself can mean a lot of things. Like, yeah, the thing I was mentioning at the very beginning, like reading books or going out, talking to people, like learning about money. Yeah, sure, that's one of the sides. But like, if you want to just focus on socializing and everything, then like read up some books on it, watch some videos on it. Just go ahead and do, or just talk. Like, just talk to people. You don't even need to do that much of like reading books and this and that. But like, sure, those can help. I'm not saying they don't. They help,
Mm.
but just talk, like gain some experience points. Stop being on your computer playing RPG games, like getting experience points in like your game. Just go ahead and talk to real people and like just talk. That's it. Like, hey, how you go? How's life? How you doing? Especially the Muslim, like we have so many excuses to talk. Go to the masjid, you can talk.
Mm.
Just go to the masjid, you're done. Or like if you're in a Muslim country, then like give salam to a random guy. I mean, there's no issue there. I mean, we've even told to like if we don't know somebody, is to like give salams and stuff, right? I actually don't remember the full thing, so I can't really quote. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So like basically, don't let porn bog you down because like porn, like I said, the couch. Here's the point: couch mentality. So you don't have the incentive to do anything. And second is like this confusion of like, oh, I am an introvert or I have social anxiety completely. Like, no, go out there, just talk to people. You don't have to talk to like 10 people or 20 people. You don't need to have a counter. Just talk to random as many as you can. And just talk at random as many as you can. You don't have to like have a counter with you. Just talk. Just like,
Mm.
or even if you're if you're that fearful, talk to people on the internet. This is one place you don't really get to, like, because they don't know your real face, your real you. So you can just talk to them and like, just boom, you can just be alive. Like, even if someone says something, you can just brush it off because like it's another person on the internet. But not everybody, like, real life is not Twitter. I have to make this joke actually here right now. Real life is not Twitter.
Mm.
It's not constant debates and fights and arguments. It's just life. It's just something that's normally like revolving and stuff. And like debates and fights and all the things you say is like it happens occasionally or sometimes it depends. It's not like it happens all the time, like 24/7 or something. That's like the most weirdest claim to ever do. I've ever say like it's happening 24/7 unless it's a war. That's a different scenario. But we're talking about like normally, like in our times, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, and I guess I'm pretty much done with my take. Though, oh yeah, I haven't mentioned any solutions though. Like, now the reason I would say that I disagree with any porn addict just going to marry and everything is that it depends on whether or not you have some skills. Let's say you're a porn addict, but you can earn money and everything, and you can work. You kind of work on yourself. You're kind of getting the money in, and the money is like decent enough for a family or like living. Like, yeah, sure, go right ahead. No one's like saying no to you. Like, if you can do the bare minimum, good on you. No one's denying that. But I'm talking about those who do nothing, who have like no income source. They don't even work on themselves at all. So that's the people I was literally screaming about, right? The entire talk is that, yeah, for them the solution is very simple. I mean, I can say it's very simple, but they have to do the hard work, which
Mm.
is you work on yourself, which is like working out on your physical body. You have to because this is an amana. Let's remind you that this is an amana, so you have to work on your body.
Mm.
Yes. Next up is your knowledge. You have to gain knowledge. Knowledge doesn't mean just hitting the books of your school. I mean, you can do that. I'm not saying no to do that. I'm saying, yeah, do that, but there's more to it as well. Gain knowledge about your religion. Like, look out. Like, look at your religion. What does your religion say? Do you even know what they say? Like, look at everything about money, about life, about, like, family life, because, like, you're interested in getting married, right? So, like, okay, the top, like, gain some knowledge on like like what the married life is like or what it should look like, or like have some systems in to like understand that, okay, like whatever I'm reading right now, like not everything is doable, I get it, but I'm gonna try my best. Like, whatever I'm reading is like not doable completely, but I'm gonna try my best. Like that's it, right? Also, like the money and everything that I talked about, and working out on yourself, like working out so like you look actually like physically look good, and spending some cash on like your dress, like look like you don't have to have these tight dresses like show off your muscles or something. Don't be a show off. Like we don't get to be show offs. So like dress nicely. That's what I'm saying. Like dress modestly, nicely. Like wear some good clothing. Have some like perfumes and stuff, like natural perfumes, not the alcoholic ones. Try your best to like get them. Or if you don't, it's fine. Take showers and stuff. Take cold shower, which like is the most said said solution is like also taking cold showers. I actually don't know what benefit it is to take cold showers. Arkan, do you have any experience in this?
It's so here's the thing. Cold showers by definition is something hard. So if you keep on taking cold showers, by default you're doing something hard, which usually normal people would be like, yeah, like why even bother doing something like this, right?
Mm.
But so it's there's the physical aspect of it, which is like, hardening up your body in a sense, because it's a shock. The cold water is a shock,
Mm.
but there is also the mental aspect of it as well, which is it strengthens your mind. It's something that you do not want to do, but you do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
And you can sort of translate this experience, this practice, to the broader aspects of life as well, because as so far as we've talked about, getting your butt to work and learning about stuff, learning, and nowadays, like sitting down to learn something, it's because of everything that's going on. It's to many people, they can be something that's hard, but again, if you're able to do the hard thing, then you're going to be able to reap the rewards later on. So
Mm.
cold showers, as a TLDR, cold showers can be something that, it can be a tool that you use to strengthen your body, and like somewhat, yeah, it's somewhat in the body category, but more so your mind, and attune it, so to prepare yourself, to be able to
It's more like
do the hard
this is the
things.
first hard work I did in my morning.
Yes,
Like it gives you this motivation that I did something.
yes, exactly.
Mm. Also, like I love the advice of Jordan Peterson. Of course, I don't take everything from him. Like some Muslims will just start
Yeah.
objecting, like don't take everything. Like yeah, like some things he says are good. Like fix your bed. Do you make your bed? Because the moment he said like make your bed, I literally went to work. I literally just started making my bed because back when I was lazy and like a fat bum and I wouldn't do much, I
Mm.
literally made my bed. Like that was my first thing. Make your bed. Okay, sure. I just made the bed. Now it's for me make the bed is like it's like a snap. I can just do it anyways. For
Mm.
me, it's become a habit now. Like make your bed. Cool. And then I even learned in like how army like in the army like men have to actually like people have to actually okay you know what men have to actually like make their bed the first thing, and then like they have other duties as well. Like
Mm.
man, that was just so inspiring. And also like I read David Goggins like Can't Hurt Me. I didn't finish it, but man, each page was just a full pack of motivation because the man just got hurt so much. I'm not even gonna go sidetrack right now, but I'm just saying like the man got hurt so much, and it's just so awesome to see that how he changed from a scaredy cat to a full-on giga chad who actually said like lives what he says. He doesn't just say it. Like he's not like okay, I'm gonna talk about it because it's the new hype thing. No, he actually lives it. He actually goes to run 3 a.m. in the morning, which is the most weirdest thing I've seen because he even made a video where he just like took the camera, has like, where they at? Where they at? Like, of course, I'm improvising here, but yeah, basically, he was like, none of them are here. Of course, he was like swearing us off, swearing and stuff. So, like, yeah, cutting that off. But basically, it just men are made from hardships. Men are made from like hard work, like things that are difficult.
Mm.
And even look at the testosterone, like the chemical that you're spilling after you jack off. Here's the fun fact here. Here's a fun fact if you did never knew this, which is that uh, that testosterone, buddy, you know, that thing is actually capable of monstrous things. Nobody told you that. Nobody's going to tell you that, actually, other than some self-improvement YouTubers that the modern space is going to hate on. Yeah, they're the only ones who talk about it, is that like your testosterone, that chemical, is capable of so much. Yeah, little buddy, you didn't know that. Well, now you know. Can you please work on yourself? This is not a question or not me making fun of you. This is me actually saying it that, dude, this is a thing. You can work on yourself. Seriously. This testosterone, this chemical that you got in you, this is a magic chemical in a way. Of course, it's not magic, but it is something that's super strong, that's super capable of doing the hardest things that you could never imagine. How else do you I actually kind of don't want to talk about like black pillars in this place, but sure, if I want to mention them, is that like those that mentality of like you have to have like the 6 foot or like tall or like have the perfect face structure and everything. Yo, not everybody is like born like a full on model. Even the Giga Chad that people like use as an emoji or meme or anything, he's not even real, by the way. He's actually photoshopped, just for the record. And yeah, he's actually an art project. If I will just clearly say that, he's actually an art project. So, like, if you think specifically like that, it's everything is impossible. It actually will be to an extent impossible to you because like you thought that it's impossible. Like I can't do it. I cannot actually like hit him up or hit that thing up or like do the thing that I'm supposed to do. You can't do it. Like it's just there.
Here's what happens when here's what happens. So when you don't when you believe that you can do something, by definition, your brain or your mind, it's going to be more so shut off to all the insurmount no, not insurmountable, all the myriad of possibilities and opportunities that can lay ahead of you, that you know you might be blind to. So if you're more so thinking that you can do it, that's step one. Step two is you start looking for all the opportunities. Maybe there are 10 opportunities in front of you. You maybe try out 10 of maybe even try 5 of them. Maybe 3 of them don't work out, 2 of them do, and then okay, or even one of them work out, and then you use that and then move on to step three, which is maybe do another part of whatever it is that you're looking to do. So you see how step one is actually believing in that. So if you, by definition, if you don't believe that you can do something, then by definition, you are not even executing on the step one, which is actually being on the lookout for opportunities. Even if it's right there in front of you on a silver platter, you still won't be able to make use of it because you don't believe that you can actually pick up that silver platter, or you don't even know that that silver platter exists. So yeah.
Yeah, like the silver platter isn't even like in front. Like it's in front of you, but you can't even see it because like you've blinded yourself so much with all these lies and all these stuff. And another fact, like this is a fact. Me and Arkan here, like we can talk. Like to you, it feels like we can just talk and we are like talking and everything. My guy, we actually live the things we're talking about. Like we're trying to live. I mean, not that we've done 100%, but we are trying to live what we say. Like we actually do the things we're talking about. We work out. We do work out. We do go outside. We do a lot of stuff. We are looking into like we do read the books and about money. Yeah, we're looking into it. Like we are researching. Every guy who's out there in self improvement or anything, ask him. Ask the guy. Is he into like looking into like what income streams can be done? How can he make more income streams? What else can he do? And he's always like searching for the mission. He's always there. Like he's always grinding. And you think, why is he grinding? This is the most impossible thing. Like, why are you doing that? It's because you don't get it right now. Right now, to you, it's more like, man, I'm just gonna give it. You know, like I'm just gonna like keep it away from me, so that I don't have to face it. I'm just gonna keep it away from me. But that guy, the other guy who's actually doing the grinding, you're jealous of him. You'll have to admit that you are jealous of him. And that he's actually doing the thing that he says he will do. That's discipline right there. And for now, as a beginner, like who's at the bottom stage, who's just discovered this thing that I have to stop fapping, and as a Muslim, like I have so much awesomeness, but I actually don't know what to do. Here's something for you. Do small things, just small things. You don't need to look at the guy who's at the highest, at the top, at the toppest of the top, because there's no reason. You're just gonna like harm yourself here. It's unhealthy to compare yourself to someone who's way up top. Compare yourself to the guy who's just like around you. Like be better than him, and then be better than the other guy who's in that same level, a bit better, and keep on growing in that level. You eventually actually reach the guy who you were chasing, because that's pretty much it. You have to start somewhere. When are you gonna start?
Exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, continue, bro. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, man, like, the people who are actually achieving and the people who are doing great in life, like, we actually just become jealous of them, which is like, jealousy is a normal emotion, but we don't have to, like, entertain jealousy. Like, we have to be like, yeah, man, alhamdulillah, that guy's doing great, Allahumma barik, let's move on. I'll have to focus on what I have to do. It's like, not everybody is the same person. Don't expect the thing he has, you're gonna have. You might have something better than him. Who knows? Possibly. Just because he's good at playing basketball doesn't mean he's going to be good at playing football. And you are good at playing football and not basketball. So, like, you do the thing you're on. Like, I'm using the sports analogy because that's the most relatable thing right now. So, yeah, sure. Why not? You don't have to be good at everything. You have to be good at, like, things you can get good at. And, like, take one skill at a time. Don't bite what you cannot chew.
I would add something else as well. So it's
Sure, man.
So instead of being one thing that I do think about and actually think that is a really good solution is if you feel like it's that you're getting jealous and that other guy is maybe perhaps on a similar path as you, then go and befriend him and actually learn from him, right?
That's a golden gem, dude. I actually forgot about that, man. Thanks for reminding me, man.
Let's say you're good at football but not good at basketball. That other guy is good at basketball but not good at football. You cultivate a good relationship and you help each one out. So let's say you're like let's say you're for reference, let's say you're 10 out of 10 basketball and a no, not a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9 out of 10 on basketball, and on football maybe a 1 or 2 out of 10. The other guy is like same, 9 out of 10 on football, but
Just vice versa.
or vice versa, exactly. So even if you don't get to his level, but if you learn most of the things from him, then at the end it's like you're 9 out of 10 on basketball and maybe a 7 out of 10 on football, which increased from 1 or 2, and the other guy is 9 out of 10 on football, or maybe if when he tries teaching you he becomes a 10 and also like becomes a 7, which is uh, not not top of the top, but way above average. And that's that. And when you become when you become above average at a lot of things, then all those things combined can make something like one they become greater than the sum of their parts, meaning it can be like 1 plus 1 equals to 3 kind of things. So yeah,
I got you, man.
that's
But
what.
like, the part I was gonna say is like, yeah, I get what you mean there, and like the thing that I was gonna reference was that like you're a basketball player and like you get tired real quick, and like you cannot, like you get fatigued real quick. As the footballer, like, dude, what kind of drills do you do that keep you on the field, like the big field that I can't run? But what keeps you there, bro? Like, tell me some secrets. And he will share it, and then you can be like dribbling so hard and like not get tired within the fourth quarter and everything. But let's say for the footballer, he says that, man, like, I've been bad at getting passes, bro. Can you help me out, man? And especially basketballers are good at like hand passes, right? But he can share that technique with him and like say that, dude, do this for the foot and like practice it. Like angle your foot and like this and that and this and that, so that like, and also like how do you like not get like foot sprains and this and that. You can like help each other out and still like keep getting each other better. Like, there's no point being jealous and like having this competition, which is just unhealthy. That you don't learn from each other at all, you completely keep on sucking for like a lot, many more time. You don't really do good at all. and you're wasting each other's time. So, like, healthy competition is what you should aim for. Like, when you're doing competition on anything, befriend the guy. Thanks for reminding, man. Like, befriend the guy. You have to know what he's doing. You can help him out as well. Just because he's the great and he's at the top doesn't mean he has everything figured out. You may have some things figured out that he doesn't. Yeah, that's like a bombshell of a thing to say right now. That, wow, I'm at the very bottom, he's at the very top, and somehow I have something that he doesn't. Yeah, you do. Like I said, not every person is the same being. Like, we are humans, but we're not like that. Like, we don't have. Everybody doesn't have the brain of like Elon Musk or like other big tech guys or like the billionaires and stuff, right? So just like that, like you have to. This is also the other thing that I was going to say regarding like social anxiety. When you beat your social anxiety, you can still like learn, keep learning, keep growing. Now, learning doesn't only mean hit the books of your university or your college or stuff. Learning is a lifelong thing. We're actually all students of life. This is where the phrase "students of life" comes from. Is that we're always constantly learning.
Mm.
And here's actually an experience that I want to share, which is like kind of like off from this topic, kind of like it'll help to like break free from this issue. Is that when I first started like these stage talks and everything, the funniest thing is not a single person would join. Like, I had days when I had like 2 or 1, I think, I forgot, stage talks where just like nobody was there, no one at all. Like, I finished my talk to an empty audience, and then finally someone joined, and I just had to finish it by then, right? But like, yeah, I still did it. I mean, even today's talk was actually pretty empty at the beginning, but then like suddenly, alhamdulillah, people are starting to come. It's just like that. I really don't care if people are here or not. Whether you're here or not, it doesn't matter to me. I have to do this. This is my thing. I have to do it. And I even brought like bro Archon here today because I really wanted a discussion. And man, I'll be honest, we're not done, of course, but like I need to get a lot of his ideas as well, man. Because I'm the only one who's blabbing right now. I need his ideas as well. Dude, talk.
Yeah, I'm more so I'm more, so how I usually operate is because I'm exposed to such a wide variety of things, and such a wide variety of topics. So what I sometimes have trouble is, actually focusing on one particular one when talking, maybe. So in this talk, what I wanted to do is, well, you keep on talking, and then I select
You'll add.
some particular points and then really elaborate on them more. But anyways,
Yeah.
so our topic for today was born the search of a solution, but we uh, but we diverted all the way to personal development, to all the great things you could be doing. The purpose
Yeah.
of that is to give you perspective. So what does porn do? It limits your perspective. It limits your perspective of who you are. It turns you into a slave of something artificial that was designed to, get your attention. And they perfectly know the exact buttons in the human body, in the human brain,
Psychology.
human psychology. They know the exact buttons to press so that they can make you a consumer. But we
Yeah.
but all the things that we said, if you're focused on that, then even if you're engrossed in pornography, you're going to have, at least you're going to have a wider vision of who you can be. And if you have that, then you would be more motivated, more intent on actually doing something about your problem, right? Or at least you could get so busy at the other stuff that you could find the sweetness, you could taste the sweetness, and the sense of aliveness, in a way, that you get from all the
Like vitality.
yeah, vitality, that's the word, vitality, that you get from everything else, that this thing will seem so small in comparison that you'd be like, okay, why do I even let something as stupid as this control me in the first place?
Also, like, I'd like to add, like, in the future, when you're like completely getting rid of it, yeah. I'm sorry, you didn't know that? Yeah, you can get rid of this thing.
Yeah,
And when you
the
do
first thing
get
to
rid
keep
of
in
it,
mind
you'll be
is,
like,
well,
damn.
it's not
Oh,
supposed
what
to
up
be
is
a
that?
part of me. Not supposed to be a part of my life. It's not supposed to be a part of my activity. It's something unnatural.
Yeah. And you would be like, damn, bro. I mean, you remember the day? Like, you'll be literally talking to yourself, like, dude, you remember the days when we jacked off? I was like, yeah, man. I mean,
Hey,
I never,
it's
like,
not
I'm
even
not even
part of
thinking about it, you know, man? Yeah, this is just, like, so impossible. Damn, bro. You'll just be surprised that, yeah, the thing that I said at the, like, mid part was that this is not even supposed to be in your life. This is not even normal at all. Like, you'd just be completely, like, just blasted that, damn, bro. I'm living life to the fullest right now. I'm living life actively. I'm not like a passive guy who's just like on the couch moment, remember? So basically, like, you're just gonna feel a different part of life, and it's just gonna hit you so hard that you might even end up crying on the spot that day when you realize, man, I have done something that is worth rewarding me a heck lot more than I even get rewarded for. Like in this modern day, 90% of men and women, some women as well, is like they're addicted to porn like madmen. Like this is impossible right now. Like this is the biggest pandemic we got. Like forget about COVID-19, bro. This is the biggest pandemic, damn it. And like if you get out of it, like when you do get out of it, not even if, when you do get out of it, you're gonna be just the most like fulfilled and happiest person in the world because you're gonna be focusing on more important things. You'll literally realize this thing I said is like sex is not the end thing. It's not the end goal. Like there's something even more than the thing that's even more, and then even more than the things that even more and more. Like
Mhm.
man, you're just gonna see the end of the tunnel, and then you're gonna see the actual world, the real world, not this fake, gloomy thing. Also, I would like to add, this is from like talking to some bros, is that yes, suicidal thoughts are a normal thing that happens when you actually do like watch porn and jack off. Is because like that does come at some point because,
Yes.
like I said, you're abusing yourself, you're hurting yourself, you hate yourself so much. No worries. Like, just stop it. Porn. Like, watching porn and even jacking off and everything, really. You'll just see the vitality that we are talking about here today. And you'll be like, damn, bro, I don't feel those thoughts anymore. They aren't plaguing me at all. I'm alive. This is the first time I've ever been alive. Like, I even said this in I didn't say this in any talks in my previous talks, but I did say this in my server. Is that I feel alive, and you know when I said that, when my anxiety regarding my it was like I was going through this phase of like anxiety about like life and like thinking about life, and I was feeling overwhelmed.
Mm.
Like damn, bro, like I don't know what to do, where to look at, and everything. And bro, Arkan,
Yeah.
I did say like the other day, like it's just impossible for me. Like I can't think. I couldn't think for 2 days straight, and then I hit up my friend. Yeah, do that, by the way. Hit up your friend or hit up anybody you can. Talk to them. Just like drain this thing. Like whatever's in your mind, just drain it. Because the moment I drained it, I was finally able to think. I was finally able, and I even said this, that I finally feel alive. Like the anxiety, the things that I was feeling bogged down by, like alhamdulillah, it just went away. It just ran the other direction. And since then, since then until now,
Mm.
alhamdulillah, I will say this again. I've been working like I've never worked before. And I've been working less. Like compared to my previous months, I've been working very less. But I've been making bigger gains. And this is just the thing that I was talking about. Like there's a side to life
Mm.
that you are not like seeing because you're stuck in porn. You're stuck in bad habits and stuff. The moment you get out of it, you're just gonna be completely baffled. Now I'm not gonna repeat the point anymore. So like now continuing onwards though, like what do you think
So
should be like
so
could be the
it can
solutions
it
though? Like
can vary from
what do you
person to
suggest,
person.
Arkan, bro?
It can vary from their motivations and stuff. But what I think that can at least, so there are like step ones, and then there are step twos, and then step fives and step tens, and etc. There are multiple layers. There's a top layer, there's the middle layer, there's the bottom layer. So
Yeah.
not in any particular order. I think that so layer one, or at least like in the most fundamental thing, should be a, like, you know, at least have have a sense of purpose, like a sense of direction. Now, nowadays we are like, our, you know, things are made so that our attentions go haywire and all over the place, so we can't.
Oh, by the way, dude, hold on to that point. I'm gonna add something. It's
Yeah.
like the moment you said like find out your purpose. Some people will just say like, "Oh, my purpose as a Muslim is
Oh no, no, no.
worshiping Allah," right?
Oh
No,
no,
wait.
no.
Let me just help you on that one though. It's
Yeah.
like you remember the point that I made is like ibadah, and like everything is ibadah technically.
Yes.
Like, like earning the income, feeding your family, feeding yourself, clothing, well dressing, going to the masjid. These are all ibadah. Ibadah doesn't mean just go to the masjid, pray, read Quran, learn hadith. That's about it, or learn even the Quran. Like that's about it. No, there's like your life. There's a lot of things that are ibadah. Learn about them. Yeah, I'll continue on.
Okay, so exactly. So for the most absolute beginners, like if I say okay, worship Allah, like all of these fall under that category. So, but the problem is like some people might focus too much on one side and not at
Yeah,
all on the other. So
extremes.
so I'm going to ignore that for now. I'm going to like
Brush it off for now.
yeah.
We'll talk about that later, some
Yeah,
other
because
time.
it's given that should be our fundamental purpose. So that's like how do I say it? How do I say it? It's like uh, our purpose is to go to Jannah. Like okay, yeah, sure, okay, but that's step 1,000, right? Like
Yeah.
after everything that we have done, that's our endpoint. Or for now,
Like,
we don't know what
mm,
goes beyond. We haven't not truthfully, none of us have experienced any of that. But we
yeah.
the stuff that goes beyond that is like step 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But what's step one right now? So
Yeah. Like, what do I need to do now? That's the
exactly.
thing.
So I'll break it down into a few categories, if you will. I
Yeah.
mentioned that before. I'll say that again because it's very important. So there's like the categories are physical, mental, I guess emotional. Emotional might fall under mental, but I'll say emotional. There's spiritual. There's the financial. Then there's the intellectual. There's the social. There's the creative, etc. and etc. etc. Right?
By the way, write
Yeah.
these things down as you hear these things, because like, don't just passively listen to this. Do take some actions.
Okay.
Write these things down. And
Yes.
now continue. Continue.
If you write it down, it will more so help you remember that. If you remember that, then you'll be more likely to well, if you
You'll
remember
have a
it,
commitment to it.
you'll be more likely to at least remember it and take action on it when you want to. Anyways, so like physical, okay. So physical is like maybe going to the gym, working out. The usual. Taking so the fuel that goes inside your body, the fuel that goes inside your body. You feed yourself the good stuff, the actual stuff actual good stuff, the healthy stuff that allows you to move forward with your progress physically. So
Like healthy food, by the
healthy
way.
food.
That's what he's talking
So
about.
so I said physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial,
Well,
and
let's start with physical then.
creative, social, etc. Now, no, I'm making a point here. So there are like
Oh, okay,
eight
okay.
eight different stuff things that I've talked about here. So under physical, I said, what did I just mention? Working out and feeding your body properly and getting the rest.
Mm.
There are three topics already. So there's the working out, there's the nutrition, and there's the sleep. So
Yeah,
already you can dive down into what sort of what are the best workouts, or like what are your fitness goals, what are you looking to achieve from the fitness, right? So
yeah.
that's like the working out part. Then there's a
By the
nutritional
way,
aspect of it.
I'll add something to that working out part though. Like, if some people, some of the bros who are like confused or like don't know that, like who are like plagued by the was that, man, working out that means I can get the girl. For let me just be honest here, working out and looking good doesn't mean you get the girl. Like working out and looking good, there's also another part. It's called functioning well.
Yeah.
Is the mental, like, yeah,
Mhm.
healthy body, healthy mind, basically,
Yes,
as
yes.
a phrase goes. Yeah.
Yes, I
So
was
like,
coming to that. I was actually
oh,
going
okay, okay.
later on. So,
Oh boy, I cut you off. Okay, continue
so
then. I'm done with this then.
yeah. So the nutritional aspect. So you know what foods are healthy. Then there's even if you dive deeper, there's like okay, all these macronutrients like the protein, the fat, the carbohydrate, etc., etc. What are the what are the percentage of each of these nutrients. So like there's another aspect of it, and then there's the sleep science and stuff. So already there are three different topics that you can get into and start learning, right? Because the more you learn about these things, the better your knowledge will be, and the more you can implement them, right? So there's that, and of course we know that a healthy body helps with a healthy mind, and vice versa. So sometimes you'd notice that you're feeling physically weak, but maybe you turn on something like maybe a motivational talk, or maybe some sort of energizing track or something, and then you suddenly get a fire inside of you, and you thought that you could not, maybe, like, let's say, walk 5 more minutes, but you suddenly have the drive to be able to walk 5 more minutes, and you actually end up walking 5 more minutes, even though you thought you couldn't. So the mental affects your physical, and your physical also affects your mental, because, well, when you make progress in your physical gains, you'd be happier when you look at yourself in the mirror. You'd be happier when you feel more energy, and when you feel more energy, you'd also be you'd also feel mentally better. So it's like a cycle, right? So,
Mm.
and the mental, well, that's such a broad range of things, but gratitude journaling,
Deep journaling too. Like
yeah,
if you have something playing in your head, like you can just like
exactly.
write it down.
Exactly that. Then the skill of deep work, focus, learning. So learning in and of itself, like, you can find YouTubers and books like dedicated to stuff. There's also things called meta learning, ultra learning. Meta learning is basically learning how to learn. So there's that. Then there's the knowledge management. There's note taking techniques. There's note taking apps. Yada yada yada. Like, see, so already, like, you can see how many um how much
Different things there are here to
how much
like work
different
on yourself.
stuff, right? Then there's the social aspect of it, so maybe.
By the way, just a point here though is
Yeah.
like the people who are listening is that to you guys is that everything that you heard here is not because like you can listen to this video once and then like get off like just go away. No, you have to rewind to these parts like look at it one by one if you need to because there's a lot of information going on here and like for you to not feel overwhelmed is what
Oh,
I'm actually suggesting that come in here like hop into these places. I'll probably make a timestamp if I can, is like just hop in, yeah, rewind back here, and like look at the, hear the things he's saying, write them down, and focus on one thing only. Fix it, then go to the next one. Don't get like don't give in to your overwhelm. Like don't get too. I actually can't even pronounce this thing. Don't even like give into your hopelessness or like feel like oh my god I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Take your time. We're not saying you have to become a giga chat in one day. It's impossible to do that. It takes time.
mm,
Take your time. Now, continuing though.
exactly. As soon as you take up the mental model. Oh, by the way, so mental model is like things that ways of looking at the world. So I said all of these don't. So you can interpret this two ways. Okay, like I said, okay, so there's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and in physical there's like nutrition, this and that. Mental,
Yeah.
there's this and that. There's learning. Then there's social. There's financial. There's business, marketing, accounting, finance. Then there's science, physics, chemistry, mathematics. So you etc. So there are two ways you can interpret this. One is there's so much stuff. How am I ever gonna be able to do all of these? So might as well quit. There's one, or this can be the very reason that, oh my god, I've got so much stuff to explore, so much
To
stuff
do.
to learn.
Yeah.
That's exactly why this journey of life is exciting, because the process of learning is beautiful, and when I learn, I grow, and when I grow, I get to do better. I get to do things in a better way, and when I get to do things in a better way, life becomes more automatically becomes richer and more fulfilling and vibrant. So this is the purpose. Like, it's not to overwhelm you. I know it can be a lot. It can be a lot of information, but all these things that I'm talking about, I've been learning about this, or at least have experienced these, and have looked into these since the past 5 years, so 2017, 18, 19, 20,
By
20.
the way, don't
Yeah,
let this time, like he said, 5 years. Don't let this
five
actually like
five
completely
years.
demotivate you.
Yeah, exactly. So 5 years. So like maybe so I started like personal development in 2017, right? So the reason I'm saying is because it takes time, right? And don't let this demotivate you, right?
Demotivate.
I'm
Yeah.
just providing you a rough map. It's not even like a complete map. It's like a rough outline of what you could be possibly doing. So I wasn't even worried about this, right? I was thinking like first year I was just thinking about journaling and just starting some basic push-ups, nothing more. Just thinking about, okay, I'm not gonna drink Coke. That's it. Like it was very simple and just focus more on my salat. Maybe try and okay, usually in terms of the Quran, you just memorize the 30th para, and that's the 30th. What do you call it? Not verse. Jews, I believe,
Ayah.
right?
Oh,
No, not
Jews.
ayah.
Okay.
Jews. Yeah, Jews, and then that's it. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a challenge. I'm gonna learn maybe I don't know Surah Rahman, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna learn one ayat every 2 days or something, and then or even if I
Yeah.
miss it, it's okay. I'm gonna learn it, and then
Also,
yeah,
wait, did I just completely cut you off from the train of like thought?
no, not really. Go on.
Okay. I'll be honest with you on this one. Is like the thing you said that like there's two ways you can take this. One is that like, oh my god, this is so hard, I'm gonna give up and go away, right?
Hmm.
And the other way was like, there's so much in life, now I'm just excited. I'll be honest with you. The second part was
Yeah.
like, there's so much in life and I'm excited. It was very hard for me to even like think like that because I was so accustomed to hopelessness and like so accustomed to like taking the negative route because I used to like not used to, but I still have these issues with me a bit, which is like I do have a bit of pessimism in me that sometimes actually get over, right? So
Yeah.
like the second path that you said is like, man, that's just golden right there because I couldn't even think of that path. That man, there's so much. I'm gonna enjoy this time. Like I'm not gonna get bored. I used to say it, but I never felt it. Now I'm actually like, I'll be honest, I am kind of feeling it and I'm enjoying this. Alhamdulillah. Like, and I'll be honest though, like, wallahi, it was hard for me to like make this change a bit. Man, the pessimism just
Mm.
hits harder. So I
Yeah.
know, like, if the people listening to this are like depressed or like anxious or like feel like they cannot do anything, I know what you feel like because I have been there and I still am working on it. To be honest, I'm not even like I figured it out, boys. Not really. I'm still working on it. It's really hard. Sometimes when the pessimism hits, it's really hard to like get back on track, bro.
Mm, it happens. So here's another mental model that I'm going to provide to you, which I've learned, which is that usually you'd think that success is okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but sometimes it can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe a three, and then again 4, 5, 6, and then maybe it's like a four again, then it's suddenly an eight. You
It
know?
fluctuates.
Yeah, it can fluctuate, but but on average, if your trajectory is like upwards, if you're going upwards, then it's fine, as far as I'm concerned. But that's the thing. If you have like I said, all of these, right? Now at least you have at least some semblance of a map. At least you have some idea of all the things that you can be doing. So even if you're like feeling down and stuff, you know that what you should be feeling is okay, no, I should be excited about this, and then I should be excited about this. And so if you're feeling down and about, you already know that that's not the normal thing to be feeling, right? And then you automatically understand that there's probably something wrong that needs to be fixed. And then
Yeah.
step three, like, you start doing all the things, try
By
and
the way,
what's happening.
correcting you on that, like when you said you should be able to like feel like the other positive side, I'll say like you can feel that because people actually like fluctuate, right? But you can actually feel the positive side. You have to believe in this. This is not like this is not a fairy tale. This is a reality that you can shift to the positive thinking. Like you don't have to be in this negative side all the time.
Yeah.
And like although I'm really sorry for cutting you off though, but like a bit of conspiracy theory again here is that like majority of everything out there is very negative. I mean, I don't need to like. I would love to have statistics. I mean, I'm a man of statistics to be honest, But I mean, currently I don't have much statistics because look around you. It's in the on the internet. It's always negative. It's always negative. There's like it's also because like the business policy of these big tech stuff is
Yeah.
like negativity can fuel you to like be here all the time. Like you can comment so much you're hating and everything. Like it's just to keep you there, really. So like don't believe like I said, life is not Twitter. Don't believe in like negativity. Like don't believe just means that don't believe that this is the final end. Like the world is negative. That's it. End of story. No, you can be positive. Like try. You can do it.
Mm, exactly. Why I said that is because I know, like I told you all of these, that means that I at least know something about this. But even I sometimes, have trouble, getting excited about stuff like that. Like sometimes that happens, but I don't accept that as normal. I think no, 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 this is not supposed to be like this. Therefore, I must do something different about my life. And then I try something out. Maybe then maybe I don't know, I'm feeling a certain way, then maybe I try and not Google it, or maybe read up on it, or maybe uh, try to think up a solution, or maybe introspect. Try all the other tools, and
Like
then
be active.
yeah, be active, and then I figure out something new, or maybe I dive into an entirely new topic, and then on on the other side I come out with having learned something new and getting excited about all the stuff that I told you about. That's the thing. Like that's the purpose. Like that's the purpose of it. It's like um you know giving your mind the mental model that, okay, I have reasons to be excited about. If I am not excited about this, that would mean that something's probably gone haywire, and I need to go about fixing
Fix
it
it.
or working on it.
Yeah.
So then what happens next? You start working on it. You maybe read about something, or maybe you pick up a book or something, or a video, or maybe you conduct experiments. And then, well, you don't know how to conduct experiments, then you start YouTubing how to conduct experiments, how to conduct lifestyle experiments, and then you start learning about some other stuff. Like at least you're taking some sort of action to
Yeah, and you have to learn from mistakes. Like you have to make mistakes, else you like the quote. If I'm like butchering it, I'm sorry. Is that like if you are making mistakes, that means you are actually doing something. Like you're actually working. If someone does not make mistakes at all, that means they were doing nothing. They were not being productive, and they were not even growing at all.
Yeah, you're basically getting feedback. That's
Yeah.
that's a very crucial part in learning. So when you're learning, if you make mistakes, you instantly know that you made a mistake, you can take steps to correct it, and this goes on and on until you learn it. So feedback is an important part of the learning process.
And this is also like where you have to get over your social anxiety and
Social
like know some people. Yeah, you have to know a lot of like not a lot of people. Like you can just know as much people as you can. Like that's pretty much it. And if they're like willing to critique you, and you're willing, and you have to be willing to accept critiques. Like of course, like there's a thing about like unnecessary critiques, but you will be able to understand that.
anxiety.
You have to completely like take these critiques, judge them. Like okay, how much of this is actually logical enough so that I can do this. And then you have to like put it in as well. Like don't just listen to critiques and then run away, or like just take the critiques and just go live. Like take the critiques and actually apply them.
Mm, exactly, exactly. So again, coming back to the other point. I told you, like I started five years back, and so like the 2017, like I did not do my A levels well enough. So then I started doing lifestyle changes, and I started like somewhat like small steps, like maybe push up workouts, eating not eat drinking Coke. Basically that was like my definition of healthy. Like, okay, don't drink Coke, and the other
Push up
stuff,
workouts,
yeah, the other stuff is like, oh,
dude.
it's okay.
I'll just add something to this. You had to do push up workouts. I had to do knee push ups because I couldn't do push ups at all. I could not do push ups. I had to do knee push ups, and then I slowly, with some like months, I guess, I kind of like got into like the actual push up.
Mm. No, I was able to do the push-ups because I started the diet thing first, and then I suddenly
Ah,
suddenly lost a lot of weight, and then I was able
yeah,
to
yeah, I
do the
got you.
push-ups. That's why. But
But by the way, just gonna add, Alhamdulillah, push up is my favorite workout.
it's really awesome. Anyways, so then I was like, learning about journaling, learning about, well, learning how to learn properly and stuff. I had to like repeat my A levels, right? So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna have to repeat it anyway, I'm gonna do a really good job at it. So, I learned how to study, I learned how to focus, etc., etc. But what I was lacking? Oh yeah, I also started going to the masjid and I started playing football with my friends. So like after Salat, we would play football together. Like it was a really awesome communities. It was a really awesome time.
Yeah.
So I was focused on studies. I was focused on somewhat on religion, and I started taking up the challenges because of the personal development. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try some new surah. I'm gonna try learning some new surah, and I tried learning Surah Rahman, and Alhamdulillah, I was able to complete it. But
Hey, Alhamdulillah.
I completed half of it in 2017, then learned some other surahs later on, and in 2020 I learned the rest of Surah Rahman. So it was not a straight line, but you get the point. At least I got started, right?
By the way, these aren't just like stories. These are like really like like he had to do a lot of hard work to like do the things that he's just saying. He's not like isn't just saying it. He actually did it. That's what I was saying. Like we actually do the things we're saying, but we're trying to be better. We're trying to do it better.
Hmm. Right. So but here's where it was here's where uh, even then, like, my of course I had shortcomings, right? I was focused on these, but I wasn't like meeting many people or something. That wasn't really my priorities. I knew that if I work on my social skills, I'm gonna get better. Like that was my mindset was like fixed, right?
You
So
fix your mindset, like the growth mindset.
yes, the growth mindset is extremely necessary. So I'm like,
It's
okay.
important, and it's actually the only way to like
mm,
see growth in your life. I would really like make this claim. Like this is the only way to like have some growth in your life. The growth mindset.
yeah. Yeah, this is like the very basic of it. When you get deeper into it, you're gonna learn more about the reality growth mindset. But
Yeah.
it's a topic for another day. I'm just giving you like
Yeah.
the very basic.
We're just brushing over the
Yeah,
surface.
just very. It's all of these are like very. All of this is very surface level. Okay. Anyways, so the first year was that. Then it was like 2018 was okay. That's when I finished my A levels, and then I went on vacation. So then what? There was, well, no academic studies, but I was. That's when started reading the books and the stuff on business and stuff. I was also like going to my hometown and visiting family members I hadn't visited for years. That's when I started experiencing the social things, right? And I started noticing all these new things that I did not know about. I'm like, oh, is this how people interact? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, is this how is these are these social interactions normal? Okay, interesting. I did not know about that. So I started noticing these things. So that's when I shifted more towards improving my social aspects of it, social aspects of life. So that was like late 2018 to mid 2019. That's when some wedding events and stuff happened, and I had to travel a lot. So that and meet loads of new people that I did not uh, meet before. So I would be like very awkward with them before, but I'm like, okay, let me try becoming socially better. So I'm like, okay, how do I do this? Okay, so I speak clearly. I become I have an inner confidence inside of me, and also just thinking that the more I do it, the better I get. So that's when I started.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like the best way to build confidence or anything is like the more you do it, the better you will get.
Yeah.
Really, like, and when you do get better, that's literally it. You become confident of the thing.
So that was 2019. Then 2020 came, and the COVID lockdown hit. Then I'm like, okay, I am gonna take a challenge. I was a very big game person. I've got like 1,000 hours on CS:GO, 1,400, yeah, 1,600 hours on Dota 2. Like I've got a history with games, but COVID
You
lockdown.
have a By the way, you have a history with games. I have a history with anime. I used to watch a heck ton. I still do watch sometimes, but it's like way too less. It's like rarely.
Yeah. So, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a challenge. I'm not gonna install any games, and I'm just gonna try and learn as all the myriad of things that I thought that I wanted to learn. So that's when I
Mm.
learned. That's when I started learning, video editing, then more Photoshop stuff. I dived into like vocals only music, vocals only nasheed production. I like some of the FL Studio tutorials. There was After Effects, there was Photoshop. Then also like
You were exploring.
yeah, exploring a heck ton of things, man. I started learning note taking, building a second brain, information, and like knowledge work, deep work. Like I started learning all these other things, and also like more into like in depth about fitness. Pull ups, push ups, and then curls, weights, free weights, body weights, etc. Like that's when. So this was like 2017. It was fitness. All fitness meant was push-ups and football. That's it. Very simple. Then in 2020, right, version 2 of that is like, okay, all these nitty-gritty details of what you can be doing, what these workouts are, what these workout programs are. Like that was step 2. Now like right now I'm going to the gym. Like there's a gym downstairs, so like now I exactly know like what body parts to hit and what body parts I need to develop more. And I've watched videos, and I watched the proper videos. There are many YouTubers. There's a few good YouTubers that you can follow. I looked at them. I analyzed what they're doing, and then I structured my workouts accordingly. Like it's iterative. Like you do it. You learn something, you do it, and then you keep on doing it, and you find that you can make some improvements here and there, or maybe you need to learn something more, and then you learn that,
Mm.
and then you apply that, and then you apply that, and you do things differently, and then you keep on doing it, and then you find something else that needs tweaking, and then you do that. Rinse and repeat. That's how you iteratively get better. So 2020, I was doing all of these, but I also like sort of lost my social skills. Sort of, not that much, but sort of. Later on, I started.
By the way,
Yeah.
just for like a bit of like adding to this, like why is Archon bro like sharing his story? If you may think, well, the reason is so that you clearly get that what it takes or like how long it takes for things. Of course, we're not really getting to the nitty gritty details, but like at least have a perspective.
Hmm. Yeah, so like 2020 was like more of those video editing, and that's when we made our Dawn number one video, like a comedy sketch
Yeah, I
video.
remember that one.
Yeah, so that's when we like got together, my cousins and I got together and made that. So like 2020, like that was the year of learning about video editing, and well, I had a lot of time, so like learn new surahs, learn new workouts, learn I don't know, like
Like
all
improve
sorts.
on your previous stuff,
Yeah,
basically.
improve on the yeah, exactly. Yo, I did not think about this way, but yeah, improve on what I had already built upon. So like I already learned about journaling in 2017, but now I learned more advanced stuff in 2020 in the lockdown. So, and then
Mm.
when the lockdowns were lifted, then in 2021, it was like I was ready to use all the things I learned in the real world, right? So yeah, so in 2021,
Did it work out?
hmm?
Did it work out when you tried out in the real life?
Yeah,
Yay,
of course,
legit.
in 2021, I was like, okay, 2020 was like um more so I'm sort of learning the video editing and stuff, sort of the content creation. What is YouTube? What do you do with content creation? Yada yada yada.
Yeah, like
And
you went into the nitty gritties of your like interests and stuff. Like
yeah, yeah,
whatever you were interested in, you just
yeah,
started doing it.
yeah, and that's when I discovered that I have a lot of interests.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Like when you see the end of the tunnel, and then you experience it, then you have like more and more missions out there. Like you want to do more. Like you can see that you can do so much more. Like this is literally going back to the same point that like maybe we both made is that
Mm,
like when you get out of the tunnel, you're gonna see the many points. And like the guy who's at the top, he's like chasing. He's still chasing.
yeah. So that was 2021. Oh, that was 2020. Then 2021 was like I was I started going out more, so I started practicing my social skills a bit more, and also like by this time you see all the different things. So there's journaling, there's working out, there's you know a Quran, and then also later on uh, tried experiments. So all my life I did not really pay attention to how I was praying. So one day I was like, okay, and let me try and think about all the meanings of everything I say in the salat, right? So
Yeah.
I tried that, and it was a different prayer experience, and I'm like, okay, I learned something new. So this is so I prayed all my life, and I did not know that if you just focus a bit more on the meanings of the things you say, it becomes like so much better. The prayer experience
Yeah, yeah.
better. Automatically you are able to, it takes a bit more time by default, because you're so focused on the meaning of what you say, and that itself turns
But
it.
it does like strengthen your belief. It
Yeah.
strengthens your understanding as well. Like what you understand what you're saying. You're not just saying gibberish. Like to you, it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying really.
Mm.
But I think it's gonna happen. Like yeah, you'll get your blessings, but like if you understand it, you get like more. Isn't that better?
Yeah, exactly. So that was like 2021 and 2022. Well, here we are. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did this year, but it was basically like just learning some new stuff and improving upon the ones that I already have. So, you know, so so last before coming to Malaysia, I was more so looking into, uh, m- music. So, melody stuffs, right? Like what are the chords? They're called chords. Like what are the chords that people use? And so like da, 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 da. So like these melodies, right? They,
Yeah.
they have terms for them. So I dove deep into those topics, and really think about how people make the nasheed. So they must have a pattern. Okay, what patterns do they follow? Okay, then I dove somewhat into the music theory side of things, and so that it was a new learning experience. And I'm like, okay, now this is how you do that. This is how you try and make a music.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyways, so the main point of it was a long ramble. It's like, see, look at the sheer amount of stuff that I shared. If you think about all of these, then then if you're getting into porn and stuff, then if you remember all these things that I said, you're
That you can do, or you can be even more better. To be honest, like
you're gonna be like, okay, why am I spending time on that? I can easily be doing so much better stuff, and Allah is going
mm,
to be more pleased with me, and I'm
yeah,
going to have a better life. And I'm like, it's a win-win. Allah is going to be more pleased with me, and I'm
yes,
gonna feel
sir,
better about
indeed.
myself. I'm gonna improve,
Although,
and
like,
I'm
I
gonna
think we
have a
could like
better
wrap
life
things
here,
up right
and
now. Don't you
inshallah
think?
in the
Like, do you
next
want to
life.
continue a bit more?
So somewhat a bit more. It's like so my there
Yeah,
is,
sure, sure, sure.
of course, of course, this all these things I said, it's
These
not it's not
information.
directly related to the topic of today, which was porn, but I shared my story. Did you notice something? I don't know if this happened to you, but did you notice your mind being filled up with more and more possibilities of the future? That was my goal. And so if you have got this, if you have so you s- I hope that you felt something positive when I said all of these. And so you when if these if stuff like porn and stuff comes up in your life, then you think about this, and you're going to be like, I can be doing so much more with my life. Why am I how am I
Yeah,
being manipulated by something as stupid as this? No, 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 I can't do that.
yeah.
I've got to be on the grind and improve, right?
By the way, the one thing I actually forgot to mention was like some recommendations would be like watch the audiobook of Easy Peasy Method. Is if you can search it up on YouTube, or you can just like search it up on the on Google, like easypeasymethod.org or something. I actually forgot what the website name was, but like it's basically a book about like how to beat porn without the difficult
Mm,
way. And the reason why I was like being so strict at the first minute or so, like I mean the first half an hour, I guess, is because this is a very serious issue, and like if you don't take this seriously, you really won't be solving anything. If you take this as a game, it won't be solved. You have to take this seriously. This is a matter of life and
mm,
death. It
mm,
literally is, like, because you can't, Like, do you really want to die knowing that there's so much out there you could have done but you didn't do?
Yes.
Like, doesn't that hurt you? Like, at least it should. I mean, let's say you're a gamer. Doesn't that hurt you that you couldn't finish the game to 100%? Like, you just finished some percentage of it, but like, there's still so much more story, and like, the people around you are like already who have like the people who have finished the entire thing. They're just happy about it because like, they know what's up and they know what's there, but you don't. You're pretty much left out. And the more knowledge they got, like, I'm not saying like go play games, but I'm saying that using this analogy is that if you don't try your fullest, like there really is like nothing you will be able to see in the world, and you're gonna be always this spiteful and jealous person. Of course, maybe you can beat your jealousy and like be okay with the life you're living, but really be better. Like, we are encouraged to be better. Actually, you have to be better. It's not even a thing about like, oh yeah, you know what? I think I will be better, but like the next guy will. No, you have to be better. This is like not just a normal thing. This is like a very serious. You have to be better. So don't like cut yourself short, and don't use this video just to like watch it once and then like leave it off and then forget about it and like continue your addiction. No, this is like the first part of a series. I actually didn't mention this, but now that I've seen like what's the possibility, I think this video this should be a series now. So like yeah, like watch out for that. I think it's gonna be a series now. Yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yes, sir.
Inshallah. So, got anything more to add, or like we're done?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're done for today. This was supposed to be something about porn, but what happened is we
had to go to the other stuff
because otherwise it's like how do I say this? It's more like
you would be left without the full information.
It's more like you to give you the perspective of why you should not let porn be a part of your life.
Yeah.
It's so that you can do all the other stuff that we mentioned.
Yeah, because like there's videos out there that talk about this, but then they leave it open ended, like what you can do, what you should do. Like they give you some stuff, but then they give you more stuff in other videos and everything. So like that's quite the like problematic thing. So like I personally was like glad that it's all packaged in this one thing.
It's like okay. Let me give an example. It's like okay. How do you sell, right? How do you sell a product, right? Like that. It's like that. How do you sell a product? Like okay. If you just learn how to sell a product, okay, but you don't have a greater understanding of what you do with that information. So you could be you could be selling all sorts of bad things, right? You could be selling things that bring harm to people,
are unnecessary and not beneficial at all,
non-beneficial,
and like just useless.
Yeah, right. But or you don't even know what to do with that information. What do you even sell? And you're learning how to sell or something. But if you know that, okay, I need to bring value to the people around me, I need to do something beneficial for myself, for my community, for the people around me, I need to, make Allah happy, I have to lead a good life here, and inshallah to the next life, and yada yada yada, etc. And then like you have this thing inside of you, and then you learn, okay, how to sell, right?
Like you're more focused now, like you are more like you understand what you have to do. Like it's not like random. You don't have to like test things out too much.
Exactly.
Because you have the information here.
So then you're like, okay, I have to do something awesome for the community and for everyone, and I have to gain the sawab, I have to get the reward of Allah, and I have to, lead a good life here and the next.
Yes, sir. And there's so much possibility as well.
And part of that is selling, and part of that is business and stuff, and part of that is selling. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and learn how to sell like that. See, you need the wider,
like you're focused
like
now.
You need the wider perspective. That's why we did not. That's why we did not specifically come up with solutions. Okay, do this X, Y, Z, and you're gonna get out of porn. No, we provided the wider perspective.
Wider variety of like more things that you can possibly see. Okay, then like wrapping things up. I hope you actually had finished watching this thing. And, like, I'm grateful. Like, we are all grateful. Like, that if you have finished it, and like, do take notes again. Like, you have to take notes, else you'll really forget about it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening or watching, even.
Thank you so much for listening. All right. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Take
Indeed.
care, and I hope we all are in our learning journeys. Okay, like I'm speaking so
Yeah.
much. 5 years may seem like a lot, but in hindsight, it's like in hindsight of in the wider perspective of like 20 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's really nothing. Okay, like we're still like maybe step 5 or 6. Maybe you guys are like in step 0.
We're still
Yeah,
training, just like you
it's
guys.
not like we're at step 100 or something, right? Just
we don't have life figured out. We're still figuring out, basically.
yeah, we're as much as we've figured out.
Alright, so finally, completely like ending it now. Thanks for listening. Alright, man. See you guys. Syzerial out. Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.